Hey everyone, this is Andrew at Plainview Farm. I'm guessing that many of you probably know exactly what this is that I'm working on. And if you saw the short that I posted a couple days ago, you probably have a better idea if you didn't know already. This is actually I believe a D2 42-inch mower deck, or 45-inch, something like that, mower deck for a Farmall Cub. It's got a lot of loose parts, and we're trying to get this all fixed up. So maybe if the weather cooperates, we can try to get this back on the Farmall Cub that we picked up a couple days ago, and maybe do a little bit of mowing. And speaking of the Farmall Cub that we picked up just a couple days ago, this is it right here. I didn't buy it. It's not actually mine. It belongs to my stepdad, but it had been at a neighbor's house for quite a while. The neighbor tinkered around with it a little bit and parked it in the barn, and just it was just hanging out there. And so my son and we went and picked it up just a couple days ago, and we're going to try to put it to some use. Maybe fix a few things here and there that need to be fixed on it. There actually is a sickle bar mower with this that we'll probably try to get here pretty soon and get it going as well. But this is a 1952 Farmall Cub. No, it is not supposed to be orange, but at some point in its life somebody painted it orange. Not sure why, but that's what color it is. So we're not too concerned about that right now. All we're really concerned about is whether or not we can put this thing to use. Now, the grinder that I was using here to sharpen these blades is probably at least just as old as the tractor is. But the blades are kind of interesting. These are actually hunks of steel hacked off of a grater blade, the edge of a grater blade. So apparently the blades for these are somewhat difficult to find, or they have been in the past. And so at some point in its history, somebody just made some blades for it, and actually they work pretty good. It's pretty much a heavy-duty bush hog with these on there. They're nice and heavy, and it swings them around pretty hard. They've done pretty well, but I'm going to try to weigh them up and make sure that that they weigh the same. I got them sharpened, took the rough spots off of the edges there. Like I said, I'll weigh them up and see if they're at least similar in weight, and maybe we can take some more material out if we need to in order to try to get them weighing close to the same. That way it'll be somewhat balanced on the tractor. The rain is here. We'll see how long it goes on for. Maybe we can get back to the project. Well, the rain quit, and my wife has returned from town with some hardware and a new belt for this mower deck. And actually, she brought me grade 8 hardware, so it should be good. Should be pretty good. And of course, I left everything out when it started pouring down rain, so a lot of stuff's wet. But one of the things I did that I didn't show on camera was I drilled a hole in our big bolt for the blades where they go on down there. That way we can put a cotter pin in it, just for a little bit of extra insurance, I guess. All right, scrape some of the grease off of here. Grab another feed sack to lay down. There are years and years of caked on grease, mud, dirt. The pigs are wanting fed. I'm sure you can hear them. Putty knife would probably work better, but I'd have to go hunting for one of those. Of course, if I want to repaint this deck whenever I get it all done, shouldn't be too bad because I'm scraping the paint off as I scrape this grease. But I'm probably not going to repaint anything right now. Hey, there's the plate. Didn't even know that was under there. Huh. I'll clean that up and look at that here in just a second. I'm pretty sure this was Danco or something like that was the name of these. I don't know. I know there's folks out there that can remember that stuff better than I can. Probably give us all a history lesson on it. All right. That'll do for now. Somebody left all their tools out and let them get rained on. We'll set this one over here. All right, let's look at this tag. Let's see if I can clear it off. There's this model number, C2. Is that what it says? There, Danco or something. Something like that. I can't quite make it out. There it is. I don't know. Maybe some of you can see it better than I can. All right, I broke down and went and got a scraper. Right now, all I'm doing is just clearing all the stuff so I can put it back together and try to run it. Ooh, I need to get a file after that. I'm not trying to make it all pretty and shiny. Right now, our main concern is function. Not really concerned with form. I have a lip here where it looks like the hardware wallered out this hole. And in case you were wondering, waller is an official term. There we go. I'm just concerned with flat surfaces right now. Trying to get stuff to fit together right. One thing about raising pigs is they're always hungry. You can't do anything outside. They hear you or see you outside, they're going to come talk to you. get especially excited whenever you got feed sacks moving them around. Okay, so where did I put my hardware? Over here. Okay, so we'll start over on this side, put this all back together. And go from there, which I got. My wife brought me lock nuts, so I think that'll work. I was gonna fasten them down with Loctite, but we'll just use the lock nuts for now. And get everything started here before I crank it down tight, simply because there's some movement in this and I want to make sure we get it all lined up properly. All right, that's pretty close right there. And we'll tighten this down. We'll start at the top. Bump this side out a little bit. There. And we'll pull the hardware off this side and repeat the process. Maybe. I'm not going to take this one completely off. I'm just going to get it lined up where I need it. Start running bolts back in. Check one more time. That looks good. There. Of course, there's always got to be at least one that won't act right. Whew. Oh, this is a fine thread. That's funny. It's a pretty nice mixture of hardware here. It's not all the same. This one's got paint all over it. The others had enough grease and oil on them, they just came right off. Okay. I'll try it this way. I guess I could go get some penetrating oil with WD-40. Ow, that's a finger popper. Oh man. Ooh, hot threads. Okay. Okay. So while it was raining, I put these two hunks of metal that have been fashioned into mower blades, put them on the scale, and they were actually within a couple ounces of being exactly the same weight. So I'm not gonna mess with them at this point. I think I'm just gonna put them back on there. So I'm not gonna mess with what was working here. I'm just gonna put this thing back together the way that it was. I'm not gonna try to reconfigure any of it. The only thing I did, as I mentioned before, is I drilled a hole in these big bolts in the nut where I can put a cotter pin through it to hold it all together. And I do believe they were something like this right here. Let's see if I can do this without smashing a finger. I have to start at the bottom. That'd probably be a smarter thing to do. Not lining up like it's supposed to. Must have done something wrong here. What did I do? Oh, I just didn't tighten it. I just didn't tighten it down far enough. Whoops. So I'll tell you kind of a scary thing about this is this nut here was only just over finger tight. So that's why we're putting in the old cotter key. Now, just got to run the pins through. Sorry, I would put you down here a little better where you could see, but I have to see, so sorry. Any tool can be a hammer. Basically like a castle nut without the castle nut. Back together. Now we just got to put it back on the tractor. So it would seem that as I've been here wrestling with this mower deck, I've been talking to myself because the camera wasn't on. So sorry that you missed out on me fighting with this thing, trying to get it under here. And if there's anybody that's got some suggestions on how to get these in and out of there in a somewhat easy fashion, if you would, by all means, please leave your suggestion in the comment section below. I'll tell you this, I can understand why some people say that if you're going to have a cub for multiple jobs, you need multiple cubs. That way you don't have to wrestle all the stuff on and off of it. But I'm not that kind of person, so for now we'll wrestle. Okay. Pull it forward a little bit so we can get things lined up on the back. All right, so hopefully I laid this out properly. Not sure who measured that, but they didn't do a very good job. There we go. And we're going to add a jam nut there. Maybe. Maybe not. There. I'm going to go ahead and hook the chain back up here. Just put it on where we can. Lift it up. Block it. And then fix it. Let's start it up here. You know, I've been doing some thinking, and I wonder if this thing being orange, if it wasn't some sort of, I don't know, public maintenance tractor. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Up as high as you go, buddy. Rubber back down. Lift it back up. You know what? Let's see where it sits. It's all the way down. Let's set it there. We want it higher still. Alright, I think that'll do. That's pretty close to where we started. Alright, we'll shut it off. Get our bolts tightened back up on the deck. And we'll put the belt on, test it out. Okay, that's reattached. Put the new belt on. This is the new belt. This is the old belt. They're pretty much the same. There may be a hair difference, but maybe just a hair. All right, I'm going to start at the big pulley up there. Let's see if I can lasso it here. Pretty close. Now these things, they have to take a turn when they go around these pulleys. At least that's my understanding, and that's how the one that was on there was. Get that one loose. Hook it up there. Pull around that one. And my understanding is that you want these, this belt, it takes like a half turn, quarter turn, something like that, whatever it would be. And it seems to be tight-ish. We'll see how that works. Hopefully it won't throw the belt. Okay, I think I've got the belt on correctly, and I think I've got it, kids over there playing, and I think I've got it good and tight. We are getting close to the end of the day here. The sun is on its way down, as you can see. So we're gonna try and test this thing out really quick before it gets dark. All right. You always got to use the mower deck as a step. Little tractor starts right up. That's pretty good. There's some growling down here in the transmission though. I know these things make a lot of noise. They whine a lot, but I don't know that about the, anyway, like the growling sound. It may have a throw out bearing or something. I don't know. That's just a guess. Anyway. I think we're going to go over here to the garden and mow where all the weeds are growing up. Probably should have grabbed some chicken feed, but I didn't. That'll be okay. Hopefully y'all can still see. It's getting dark. Alright. Hopefully nothing flies apart. Here we go. I can get the PTO to engage. There it goes. So far, so good. this thing spun to the left. Apparently I put the blades on backwards. So that's great. Oh well, we'll see what it does. We'll beat the grass into submission, what do you say? Blackberry vine here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. I just ran it over. Whoops, killed it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking wrong because it sure is cutting like it's supposed to. I don't know. I'll have to double check the blades, but man, it sure is cutting nice if I did get them on there backwards. Thing's running well. Look here and see. I don't know, I got them on right. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I was right all along, I knew it. Okay. Let's keep going. Into first gear. Throttle up. Here we go. More mowing. Helps if you lock the PTO lever down. probably not going to be able to see much longer. So I'm going to mow a little bit more, but I think I'm going to leave you here. So as always, I appreciate you watching. See you next time.